Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be embarking on an 8-part challenge exploring all the dining halls at UCSD. So come with me as I tell you what are the worst dining halls and what are the best dining halls. And today we'll be starting off with OVT. Hey guys, before we get started with the video, I wanted to go over some of the background about UCSD's dining halls before we go ahead and, dig deep into OVT. So firstly, when we're talking about the dining system at UCSD, it's different from other colleges in that you don't have like a buffet system that you use, and that like you get meal swipes and you card in whenever you want to eat. Instead, we have something called dining dollars, which is almost like a monopoly money or fake money that we go ahead and use to purchase particular items. So you could think of it similar to a restaurant in that you're paying for the item that you're ordering. It's not a buffet, to be very clear. Next, when I'm talking about OBT, which is the dining hall that is closest to Marshall, so I might be calling it like Marshall's Dining Hall, but it's actually OBT, and anyone who is from any of the colleges can go ahead and eat here. Also, there's different restaurants within OBT. So there's 4 options. You have OBT Italian, you have OBT Pizza, you have Spice, and then you also have a coffee shop, which is located within OBT. And I'll be describing the foods from each one of these separately, and I'll also be rating the foods from each one of these restaurants almost separately as well, because they're quite different from one another and they have totally different options. So I think it's valid to just talk about them separately from one another. So yeah, with that being said, we'll get straight into the first one, which is OBT pizza. So OBT pizza is literally pizza, it's in the name. It's specifically very unique because it is fresh pizza cooked pretty much like exactly when you order it, and it's also not cooked in an oven, it's cooked over like a fire oven. So like if you've been to Blaze Pizza, it's similar to that. Very cool. I like the way that they cook it, and there are a lot of different options here. I particularly got the 4.0 pizza, which is basically a build your own pizza where you get like 4 different options on what you want to be putting on top of your pizza. However, there are pre-made options for you. I will say that the OBT pizza is quite large in size in that it's pretty decently sized, and I also will say that it's pretty good. I mean, pizza is always good. I won't say the most nutritious, but I will say that it's good. Okay, so I'm here with my pizza. Let me show you. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks pretty good, actually. It's like really warm, and they cook it fresh, which is nice. So let me grab a bite. I also got like a pesto one. Oh my god, look at that. Cool. Okay, now cheers. This is so good warm. It is like $12, but I guess if you can get over that, it's not bad. So I'm here actually with my ex-roommate. She left because she hated me. But she said that she liked it, right?
Yeah.
It was good?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about it?
I really love how soft the bread is.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The bread is like super soft, and it's like, it's not like super crunchy actually, which is good. Like I say it in a good way. But no, this is actually really good. I actually don't get OBT pizza very often just because it's like pizza and I don't want to eat it every day, but I guess like maybe like a month, like once a week or something. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Just gotta get it when it's fresh. I will say that like for $12, this is kind of expensive. Yeah, she's nodding. Yeah, it's kind of expensive, and they say that you should only spend like $16 a day, which is like $8 a meal, right? Or for only 2 meals. And I had breakfast today, so like this is not affordable, I will say. So I think for like nutrition, that was literally 0. But in terms of like food, I think that has to be like an 8.5. It was really good. I thought I was gonna hate it because I've been eating salads for like the last couple days, but this was really good. Why was this so good? And also the view. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like the ocean right there. That's why this place is called OVT.
Okay, so you gotta get the white crust and not the wheat crust, because the wheat crust is bad and like it doesn't cook right, so it's kind of mushy still. But the white crust, it gets like it's nice and like crusty on the bottom, but it's still got that like soft bit like around. Oh my gosh, it's so good. With
you gotta get 4.0 too.
Rate it out of 10.
It's one of the best.
It's probably like a 10
No way.
Yeah.
for dining hall food.
I was gonna say for the 4.0, like you can pretty much like customize your pizza,
Yeah.
and that's like really cool. And it's like they make it fresh every single day.
Yeah, it's
And
fresh.
you should watch
It's fresh to order, so like it's freaking delicious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The other option that I will be, talking about is OBT Italian. So OVT Italian obviously has a variety of like pastas. Specifically, they always have a rotation of like spaghetti and marinara, or they'll have like spaghetti, marinara, and meatballs. But they also have other options, like they sometimes have like a seafood option, but it's obviously with pizza. Not pizza, it's obviously with like some sort of pasta. And then another thing they actually offer is like a Detroit style pizza, which is actually very new. So you could probably expect that item to go away in the future. But what will always remain is like the fact that they serve pasta here. As you clearly saw, I decided to get pasta and side salad. I finished eating of what I could of this. I have no words to describe like how bad this was. I guess I'm not even a picky eater. I will like to like preface that, but like there was no flavor in the pasta. Like, I understand that it is a plain marinara and pasta order, but like I still expect some level of flavor. Sorry, I cannot talk. There was no salt, no spice. I know there isn't supposed to be spice, but I think it should be a little spicy. Maybe if I was like 5, I would eat this up. But this was not good. Not good at all. And then the salad. How do you mess up a salad? Firstly, I got like a little like rock kind of vibe. It's like really small. But like, I was like, what is this? Why is my salad like crunching in like a rock way? So that was number 1. Number 2, how was it salty? How was my salad salty? I've never had a salty salad before. Yeah, so that was really gross. And I think before I was like thinking to myself like, I actually really like the level of like dressing that they put. Like, I think a lot of dressing is good because it adds like flavor to the salad, because salads are just leaves. And I say this as a vegetarian. So, I was like happy about that, and then I was eating it and I'm just like, this is too much ranch. There is like a point where like there is too much ranch, and yeah, that was like way too much. It was like, I don't know how I finished. Like, there is still some of the salad left, but I don't know how I got anywhere to like close to finishing that, and I couldn't even like finish the salad. That was such a miss. That was so bad. I can't believe I started my day like this. Like, that was not good. Oh, and rating, probably rate this like a 3.5. This was not good. This is not good at all. Another option at OBT Marshall is spice. So spice is specifically Mediterranean food. I think spice is very unique in that it serves really good food. And also it's kosher friendly. So if you do have any dietary restrictions, I personally am a vegetarian, as I mentioned. So I think spice is really good because they have a lot of vegetarian options, as well as the fact that they are kosher friendly. But I would also, I don't know when this video is being filmed in like 2024. So go ahead and make sure that you're up to date and actually make sure that like spice is, continuing to be kosher friendly. Hey guys, I'm back again. So this time I'm trying spice. I love spice, I will say that. It's a combination of me being near spice as well as yeah, it also being really good. Let me show you what it looks like. It looks awesome, by the way. Yeah, so if you could see, I kind of got a big plate. I think it was like $11 or like 11 dining dollars, so kind of a lot, but you get a lot of food. As you can see, you get your vegetables, you get some bread, you get your protein from the falafel, and you can sub out the falafel for like whatever protein you would like, and you could choose what rice that you want. I choose yellow rice for the flavor, but yeah. And also, I love, I don't know what they do. I don't know if it's quinoa or, barley or something, but it's literally my favorite thing. And the sauce is really good. Okay, let me take a bite now. So, yeah, I think I would rate this. I'd rate this a 9.5. This is really good. It's, flavorful. It's perfectly salted. I will say that, I've had their hummus on, bad days. And I think it was, once, it was really fizzy. It was almost as if they added, soda to the hummus. So, they have their off days, too. You kind of have to remember that it's a dining hall. But I will say that overall, it's a 9.5, 9.8. I will say, I think I said 9.8. So, I'll stick with that. This is really good. And then the last option that OBT has is the coffee shop. I don't know if this has a particular name. I just know I will just be calling it the coffee shop because they serve coffee. They also serve like matcha. They serve basically everything that you would at like a normal coffee shop. They also have a ton of pastries. So I know they have bagels, they have like croissants, eclairs, everything that you can imagine, any pastry they probably have there. I will say that the pastries are probably just a little bit stale. Not the best quality. I will say the coffee is like not bad. I don't really get the coffee. I personally get the matchas, which I think are like pretty great. I like matcha. And then also what makes OBT's coffee shop separate from other coffee shops is they have like an acai section. And yeah, so you can get acai bowls, which are actually really awesome. I like that they have this option in comparison to other places that may not have that option. So now for the rating, I will say that this is roughly inspired by Michaela McGregor's video. She's from UChicago, but the way that she did her rating was something that like truly inspired me. So it's roughly inspired from there. So we'll be rating based off of location, seating, atmosphere, options, and amenities. So that will kind of be like each one of those will count for 10 points, and then we'll like add those up to get like some sort of final score. So as for the location of Marshall's like dining hall, which is OVT, I will say that it's an 8 out of 10. I think Marshall is like very nicely situated, and OVT is obviously right next to that. So I will say that it's nicely situated in between ERC and also 6th. So honestly, if you are like in Mirror, or if you're in Marshall, ERC, and maybe 7th, I think 7th is a little bit too far. I think OVT is in like a very prime location. So that's why I rate it an 8 out of 10. And oh, also it stands for Ocean View Terrace. I don't think I mentioned that in this video before. So yeah, I think the location is nice in that you get like a little bit of an ocean view. I will say I was really disappointed in the ocean view when I got there because it's like such a small ocean view. Like you could hardly see it. Like, you know that the ocean is there, like you'll see the blue, but it kind of like blends into the sky, so you can't really like notice it. But I will say that it is there. The next thing I want to talk about is the seating. So I rated this a 6.9 out of 10. It just wasn't at a 7. OBT is really small. I will say that. So yeah, it's like kind of small for the amount of people that go there, and sometimes you just can't get a seat, and sometimes they don't really like clean it up very well. So yeah, I will say that the seating is it's not very good. The next thing I want to talk about is atmosphere. So I rated this a 7 out of 10, which I think is pretty like, it's pretty average. I won't say that the like atmosphere is like crazy or insane. Like I'm not gonna say that you can study there. I just don't think it's very much of a study spot. But I mean, I guess you get an ocean view. So I guess that like, I don't know, that makes it a little bit better, but I won't say that atmosphere is like crazy. The next thing I wanted to go over is the options. I will say that the options are an 8 out of 10. When it comes to the pizza, I will say that like maybe they could do more than 4. Like I think a build your own is enough for a vegetarian option for or a vegan option for the pizza. As for OBT Italian, I will say that there's still a lot that needs to be done to, you know, provide more options, especially more vegetarian or vegan options in particular. But I think the most stellar of these is the spice. Obviously being kosher friendly, but also having a ton of vegetarian options as well as vegan options. It really makes it like, it's what really brings up the score, to be honest. So that's why I rate that in particular as an 8 out of 10. And finally, which is the amenities. I did not talk about this so far, but there is like a frozen food section at OVT, which I think is really, really helpful. As someone who lives near Marshall, it's kind of irritating for me to go all the way to either 6th or 7th kind of hall in order to get some frozen food options. So I think having an option there, and as well as providing a microwave, as well as I think there's ranch there, etc., like providing those amenities there is something that I found to be very beneficial. So I will say that that is a 9 out of 10 for me. So yeah, I think those are kind of my ratings on those individual scores. And as for overall ratings for like the particular dining halls or restaurants, I've kind of already listed that in the video. So hopefully this video was helpful in terms of like explaining the dining hall process at UCSD, but specifically at OVT, and I hope I answered a lot of your questions, especially if you are Marshall students. The goal of this kind of like video series is to really just, you know, make it so that like when you join UCSD, or if you're a current UCSD student, that like everyone has access to the same information that I've gained for the past 3 years that I've lived here. So yeah, with that being said, please comment down below what maybe college's food that you would like me to try next, and pray that I do not get food poisoning. Bye y'all.